Hey, John Sonmez here from simpleprogrammer.com. I'm trying a new recording setup for these, what I deem low quality videos, which is not the videos that I'm recording with my digital camera. I'm using an iPhone 6 Plus. I just made the switch again from iOS or from Android to iOS. I've swapped back. I believe this would be the fourth swap now. I started off Android, went iOS with the iPhone 4, then went back to Android with the Galaxy S4, and I'm back on iOS with the iPhone 6 Plus, which if you're curious about why I made that switch, I like Android, I also like iOS, but I had an iPad mini, and then when I saw the iPhone 6 Plus, I said, well, I could replace my iPad mini and have one less device because it's basically a mini. So I'm pretty happy so far with the iPhone 6 Plus, but it's still not as big as what I thought it would be. But I think it's working. I think it's a good replacement for my iPad mini. So anyway, my first question on this new video format is about learning Java, and it comes from David. And David says, "Hey John, I've been watching your videos on Pluralsight for a week or so now, and they really seem to be helping me understand the fundamentals of Java. I started watching Java Fundamentals Part 1 alongside my coding bootcamp, and I am in to try and lay down more of a framework for my future coding career." Good. The bootcamp I'm in is 12 weeks long, and the expectations are high. However, the curriculum seems to be lacking a bit right now. Besides watching your videos and following along in Eclipse, anything else you recommend me to do that would help it sink in faster or get more hands-on experience coding? I am open to any advice. Thanks in advance. So David, here's the thing, right? So I mean, you're doing the right things, right? You're doing my course on Pluralsight to get the Java fundamentals. You're in a boot camp that's 12 weeks long, but to think about it this way, right? You are ultimately always going to be responsible for your own education. So you can watch videos, and obviously I think that my videos teach Java pretty well, and you can do a boot camp, but you're really going to learn by two things. Well, one, your own taking action, right? I always talk about taking action, like you doing is really how you learn, and then the second is teaching. So let's talk about both of those things that you can do here. So the first thing you can do is you can start your own kind of side project while you're doing these things and start implementing stuff, right? So as you're learning about things, definitely try and implement something using those things, right? That's going to be effective, but it's going to be more effective if you do it in the context of some bigger scope project, right? So try to build an Android app or some kind of app using Java, using what you're learning, that's going to stretch you, that's going to force you to use what you're learning, but also to go out beyond that and find answers. When we ask questions and we find answers to those questions, that's where we learn the best, and that's where we retain the things, and that's where we really understand things. Because there's a difference between learning and understanding, right? Learning is something that anyone can do. You can learn your multiplication tables, you can learn facts about history, you can learn facts about a programming language and syntax. But when you understand something, that's when the actual facts don't matter so much. You have a deep knowledge of a thing where you understand how it works. So understanding is what we really want to go for, because with understanding, you can apply that knowledge to different contexts, right? It's a much deeper thing. It's like wisdom, right? You understand when you understand something. So I'm using circular definitions. I realize that. But anyway, so that's the first thing, is go build some project. I'd recommend this a lot, but do that, and start using it. And then second is teach it. If you haven't signed up already for my course on blogging, there'll be a link here in the notes for my blogging course, but sign up, start a blog, start teaching what you're learning. It doesn't matter if you're an expert, really, honestly. It doesn't matter that you're just learning this yourself. Go out and teach it. Even if you don't do it publicly, you got to teach it to someone. That's how you're really going to get deep knowledge of learning. That's going to accelerate your learning. One of the biggest learning periods in my time in my career was when I started mentoring others. When I didn't know a lot more than them, but I was like, hell, I'll help you with your problem. I'll try and figure it out. And as I kept doing that, I kept on getting exposed to more and more problems and teaching people what I was learning and what I did know, and that really helped me to learn. So good luck, David. I think you're on on the right track, and I hope that that you come back and email me sometime and say, hey, I've got my first Java job. So take care, and I'll talk to you next time. And if you're listening to this video, if you like these videos, you know what I always say: subscribe. Take care.